Hello, and welcome to the second episode of Retro Boost Live. We're doing Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, but with some extra sauce. If you saw the first part, whether it be live or the recording, using Action Replay to start the game off with all of the badges, the point of which is to equip one specific one at the earliest opportunity, which is Double Pain, which essentially turns the game into hard mode. You take double the damage from enemies. So I got up to Hooktail Castle in the first part, experienced one game over, although it wasn't to like straight up losing a fight to an enemy. It was from losing the bingo thing. There's like a bingo mechanic, and if you land on all poison mushrooms, normally you take half your health and damage. However, with Double Pain, it doubles half and makes it total health damage. So that was the one game over I got. Now we are moving into a definitely harder segment of the game here with Hooktail Castle. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes, because these fights are going to be a lot more difficult. And I could see some issues arising. So let's get into it. Anyone unfamiliar with this game, this is kind of your first major, to use a word from like Zelda, like a Zelda equivalent, like a dungeon. This is our first major area to get into a lot of battles, solve puzzles, navigate through, basically. So if you're familiar with Zelda, that'll make a lot of sense to you. Not a good start. So it took 4 damage because the damage is doubled. I have 15 total health, so 4 is quite the punch to take. Get this guy's stats revealed. Partners, like she just took 1 hit, partners don't take double damage. Oops. They take normal damage, so it's a threat to Mario, but if Mario goes down, it's game over. That was good and bad. It did damage, which is always good, but he's electrified now, so... Can't jump on him. Oh, crap. Really? Okay. Power Smash. Navigated that successfully. Oh. Ah! Ah! I didn't want it to happen. Oof. See, even blocking it, like, I take 2. Alright. I'm gonna multi-bounce. No! Ah! I'm gonna get their health all down to 3. Oh! Okay. And then now we can just Fire Flower. I think one of them sells 4. See, I'm getting bled here. I'm bleeding. Even blocking their attack still does 2, which is a ton at this point in the game. There's another Koopa. He's probably going to get me immediately when the fight's over. Ooh, oh, give me that. Give me that. Oh, come on. No! didn't really help me. Okay, let's just use this right now. Oh, that's handy. It gives me literally just enough to not take damage. That's funny. And that's why multi-bounce is so good. I'm trying to think. Leveraging resources. I should get a level up from this fight, actually. Not quite. I think I'm off by 1. Yeah, 2. Alright, next fight's a level up. Health is already struggling here. Okay, power bounce. Now, what I've been doing since I used cheats to get every badge, I'm writing down every one that I get organically, because that is what I actually will pretend like I have on hand to keep things fair. Alright, so that's power bounce. That's the 4th badge thus far. Power bounce is really good. Gonna want to top off some because there's a mini boss coming. So Koops joined Mario in this castle to find what happened to his father, and for some reason he thinks that these bones are his dad, which is very sad, and kind of a rare sight in the Mario world, I guess, for something to be like legitimately just actually dead, a corpse on the floor. Normally they just poof into an item, or they're beaten and they come back in the sequels. But this guy's just dead. So it's a note from his father. He'll note Hooktail's weaknesses. Important your first time through, not to skip that. Because I actually, it went over my head the first time that I played this as a kid. So Hooktail cannot tolerate creatures that are crickets. So cricket noises, in this case, is what will defeat Hooktail. The sound of a cricket makes this powerful dragon very, very nauseous. Without that, I think there's I think you can still beat Hooktail without it. It's just harder. There's a defense drop that you get if you use it. Something like that. My son, Colorado. Now, if I'm not mistaken, isn't Colorado... That's the Koopa from Paper Mario, I think. So, I guess his dad is dead, which is very sad. Good callback, but I wish it wasn't over a corpse. Alright, so now we go to leave, but this one looks different. Alright, time to fight some dry bones, but these are called dull bones, and he's called red bones. Let's go ahead and switch to Goombella to get the scans. Alright, here we go. Mini boss time. These guys all have a defense of 1, and given that there's 6 of them, I'd probably instantly regret using Goombella, because that's a lot of damage coming my way in a second. Fire Flower, I think, can instantly deal with these guys, though. Alright. I don't know that I would have won this fight if I didn't have that, to be completely honest. The more I think about that. I mean, they would do like 4 damage a piece to me. God, jeez, that was with blocking it too. God. Wow. All right, leveled up though. I think I'll I kind of want to do more HP initially, just to kind of round out this, but I do want to equip more badges. Power bounce is going to be really handy. That could even the odds for some of these fights. Oh Lord, man. BP it is. Who said living safe was smart? So now I can equip Power Bounce. Actually, I have Close Call. I'll equip Close Call and Power Bounce. Oh, I can't. Power Bounce is 3! Damn you. Where's Close Call? Oh, it was Close Call P. I gotta adjust that. I already had it equipped. Never mind. Alright, well I can equip Power Bounce though. You see, that's why I'm writing it down, because there's 2 of them, so like now I have 2 of them. I don't know what happens if you were to equip more than 1. I know that you can stack like Power Jump and stuff like that. Should use the hammer. Uh-oh. 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 They have 2 fire flowers. Oh, nice. Man, Koops is the best. I forgot about that. They only have 1 health. They have 1 defense and 1 health, so you have to use the hammer or Koops. Sweet. No, 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 no. Ha! One down. I really want to reveal their health bars. I'm like really anal about the scanning thing. Uh-oh. Goombella, you go first. I know that if you don't incinerate them, you have to, they have to like all simultaneously be defeated, or not. Okay, I think there's like a version of these that can like rebuild if you don't. Ah, stop. Well, then again, it's free XP, so maybe keep going. It just like refuses to be alone. All right. Alright. You're done. Oh! Hey, alright. Taking it personal. I meant to do that. There's a lot of XP though. Definitely want to get another level up at least before Hooktail, and probably put that into HP, because Hooktail's going to do a lot of damage out of the offset. And then eventually it's going to kind of level out, but there's still a couple of bosses worth worrying about. The Smorg boss with its crane arm thing. I think that does like... It was like a ridiculous number even in like the normal game, so double damage, that one's gonna be a nightmare. If he gets me with it. I plan on using lightning bolts for that fight. That's the way to get around that. Oh no, I need Coops. Well, actually, no, I go this way first. What was up there? Hey! It's holding X. Star piece, but I can't reach that. I think I have to come back here with the Yoshi. Yoshi! Saw a funny video of the announcer in Smash Bros. Melee clearly favoriting certain of the roster. Like Mario, Link, Samus, Ganondorf. It's like clearly just like not enthused. Stylish. Oh! Man, I shouldn't even have used that power shell. Was I thinking? I didn't knock him over yet. It's a waste of FP. It's a waste of... Once I get FP to like 25 or 30, there's like no reason to even keep putting power into that. That's about usually where I get it to before I stop dumping into it. Ah. I barely ever get those. Considering how many there are, barely ever get them. Ah. Oh! Man. Okay. Do just something there, and I somehow managed to pull that off. Definitely kill him first. He's got sleepy sheepies. That's not good. Alright, Koops can't do anything here, so... He has no air attacks. That's a dumb decision. Get pretty minimal XP from Goombas at this point, because the game knows that, the game kind of tracks, like, when you've leveled up to a certain degree, or you progress to a certain point, certain areas are, like, regarded as, you beat this, so, like, they only yield, like, 1 XP per fight, no matter how many enemies there are usually in that encounter. It's doing that now with, like, the regular Goombas. They're netting like 1 XP per, as opposed to multiple. 2 to 4, whatever it gives per thing. Alright, so we gotta get out of here. I think... I have to come back here for this hole right there. They give you a lot of time to get out of here. This is like the Indiana Jones thing. Pull the lever! We are going to die! And then his hat's getting pressed down. It's funny how it's like it like blinds you first with time on the clock. So man, if you weren't there, I mean that'd be kind of scary. I didn't even bother talking to the chest before getting the key, but despite that, Coop still said, "Why don't we give the key to the spooky chest?" as if he's already had this dialogue with it, which is kind of funny. I noticed a similar quirk playing Pikmin today. You can get the radar, but then in Olimar's captain's log for day 1, he still says like, "Man, I wish I could get my radar." The game just like assumes that you didn't get it on day 1 because you were still learning. Jesus. Alright, so this is our second curse. Now this one's pretty funny. You can turn 90 degrees and you're thinned. This is going to let us slip into narrow passageways, access new areas, both here in the castle and previous locales as well. But most importantly is this. This is the bad. I'm not even going to bother writing this down because I'm not going to use it after this is over, but it's going to make every hit we do sound like a cricket leg chirp, which is required for beating the boss. Well, not really required, but makes beating the boss not incredibly difficult. Oh, we need to go back down. We need to go back to there's a key. I almost always forget that. You have to backtrack some. Because we need that key right there. And isn't it funny that these bars we can slip through? I almost thought that enemies would respawn, but I guess they are not. I know that they do. You can grind out plenty of areas. It's really important to kind of track that kind of stuff because I always try to make sure that I queue up a level up before going into one of the final boss fights to make the second to last boss fight way more manageable. Alright. Heals. These are fun little effects. Another star piece. I don't know that I'm really gonna do anything with those, but just to collect them. There's a badge guy you can buy from who only trades in star pieces as a currency. Much XP either. I definitely want a little more health before hitting Hooktail, but that's also where Power Bounce can also save the day. Oh, I want that thing up there. Damn you! You want some of this? Oh, a spiky Goomba. There's like a secret thing up here that I only knew about kind of recently. Hey! Yeah! Now that's gonna be really handy. It heals 10 HP if you want it, if you want to eat it manually. Otherwise, it's a revive. That's my, like, one get-out-of-jail-free card here. For if I screw up something or we get, you know, maybe I guess that could be really handy for the deadly poison bingos. So this is Miss Mouse. Miss Mouse. I don't know how you really should pronounce that, but we can actually get her as a partner. Although she comes like really late in the game, and I don't consider her like all that great, but she has a couple of good moves. But she's a thief, and she's a recurring character as well. We'll encounter her in a lot of the chapters. So she's here robbing something from this treasure room of sorts. She's a badge collector. Her family or friends or whatever they are, they run like a badge shop that we can buy badges from, and I guess they steal them from places and then flip them. So, yeah. Mr. Cutie. Mario is Mr. Cutie. Hard cut now to like some incredibly disturbing, super detailed, grungy selfie of Mario. Mario does actually have like one of those just universally appealing designs that like you really just can't complain about. Like it's endlessly endearing, scientifically designed to reach the hearts of all people that view it. So we get a bunch of free items here. Now if we get 3 shine sprites, we can upgrade a party member, which is like their version of leveling up. They get an HP boost, an attack boost, and a new move per each level up. Every party member has 2 tiers. Some experience it in different ways, like they don't all kind of upgrade evenly, but for most of them it's very useful. For some of them it's like, bleh, like some of the moves are not so great, but the stat increase is obviously handy. Because some of them can do freaking crazy damage with the attack bonuses that they get. Goombella and Mario both can, like Goombella learns a similar move to Mario's Power Bounce badge, so both her and Mario with the Power Bounce badge can do a lot of damage. That's the second time I referenced that now. Never again. It's a very handy ability. Oh! It's funny that it didn't hurt anybody. The stage pieces can collapse and do damage. I once got a really frustrating game over from that once. Super late in the game, fighting a boss that's in the final area. It's 3 bosses at once, 3 opponents. They all have like between 30 and 50 HP per. I'm not saying who they are as a potential spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen this game before. But I got all the way through it, and I had literally like 1 health. And then that same stage collapse thing happened, and game overed me. I didn't see it. I was like, I won the fight, oh my gosh, it's over. And then the stage collapsed. And that is not an exaggeration or a lie. It was genuinely devastating. The only positive is that the music from that particular boss fight is an absolute banger, and I got to listen to it again doing the fight over. So, that fight went really well. So far, so good. I mean, I haven't really hit any major issues. I think that the Dull Bones and Red Bones boss encounters would have been really bad if I didn't have that Fire Flower. That might have been a game over. Unless I managed it like really, really strategically. And Koops' Power Shell is a really potent weapon of an ability here. Go 10 XPs. That's good. 12 to go for another level up. Star piece over there. I want it. I will have it. Nothing back here. There's little secrets everywhere. Those precious seconds will add up. Every time I use Koops to collect an item, I'm saving a couple of seconds of walking time. And I guarantee you that over the course of this, like, 30, 40-hour game, I'm going to save, like, 10 minutes. You're almost to Hooktail. And there's our third Shine Sprite. So we can upgrade one of the two of them when I get back to the Rogue Port, the hub world. And I'll be getting my wish. I'll be getting a level up going into Hooktail. Oh god. Ooh. That spiky goom was gonna hurt. Ah, leave me alone. You. Man, can't you tell that you would have done more by hitting Mario? I should just make it a point to keep Mario in the rear the entire time, but I mean, that seems cowardly. Bingo. Damn it. Alright, next fight's the one. One heart. Oh! I wanted to jump. No. Oh, crap. Well, let's, I'll tell you what. Let's do... next turn. Probably should bring Goombella out, but I want damage just immediately. Every little bit helps. Ow. Ow. I really want to burn off that life mushroom now, but this is, man, this is where it's happening. It's finally happening. Oh, I hit the poison one. That's pretty good. Leave me alone. They know I'm weak. But I got multi-bounce now, boy. No sense in holding back FP if I know I'm gonna level up. There is, like, I think there's a cap for how many times you can do that, but it is really high if you're able to actually land the window. The window eventually shrinks, I want to say, to frame perfect. So seeing people do, like, 11 or however many the cap is very impressive. Speedruns in this are pretty cool, because they're very skill-driven in the battles. The few battles that they do are very skill-driven. With frame perfect timing and whatnot. It's really interesting. Alright, so we got 20 HP. That should be hopefully sufficient. I could see myself ending up with like 50 and being happy with that. Maybe 60 come the end of the game. 50 is kind of normally where I end up under normal circumstances. I may want to go for more, given the double pain situation, because the Shadow Queen's gonna hit like a ton of bricks. Come her whole thing. Oh, frick. See, this mixture of flying enemies and spike heads like really forces you down certain avenues, and with double pain it makes these avenues really painful. Or not, because she didn't attack me. Okay. Ow. One thing that'll also really help is the damage dodge badge that I'll get at the beginning of chapter 2. Ow. You can't do nothing. Every time it's a poison mushroom, as if it's reminding me of my previous failures. There we go. That's the last fight. Historically, I have grinded out these encounters multiple times to level up again before Hooktail, but I'm gonna save block right here, so if I really feel like I need to do that, I can, but probably gonna be alright. This is it, though. Chapter 1 boss! I always felt the Hooktail looked kind of weird, being folded paper the way it is. Not a lot of enemies. I mean, a lot of enemies are like that, but for whatever reason, Hooktail's just kind of bizarre looking to me. Maybe it's because of how, like, you can see inside of it, like, the way you can. I don't know. It's always been kind of weird to me. Boss fight to this, though. The music in this game is fantastic, and this is a pretty catchy tune. The bass line, the drum line, or whatever, is really catchy. But kind of right out of the gate, we'll be establishing an advantage because Hooktail's not gonna like the crickets. That was really good. Okay. So notice how the first one didn't do any damage, but then the subsequent ones did, because the cricket thing lowered Hooktail's defense from, I want to say it's 1 to 0. Attack is 5, defense is 1. It'll try to fool you into being merciful. So let's keep that in mind. Ooh. Oh, I guess it lowers Hooktail's attack when the crickets come into play. Maybe. That should have done a lot of damage. At least 3. Come on, bingo. Yes! Yes! More power bounces. That's actually very good. Let's switch it to Coops from this point forward. Ah! The cricket thing is actually really helping me here. I forgot how it lowered Hooktail's stats. Alright. 1,000 coins. 1,000 coins? I'm not materialistic, so keep your coins. I'm not interested in money. You need any coins? What else we got on the table? Extra special badge. Well, I don't know if you knew this, but you know, I have literally all the badges right now. So even though I'm playing by an arbitrary set of rules that I concocted, I do in fact have them all. Even the ultra rare but ultimately kind of useless return postage badge. So you can keep your limited ultra rare badge. Smelling the bottoms of your feet. Now 1,000 coins and an extra rare badge? No. Smelling your feet. Now you got my attention. This is on the table. Like I'm back in. Let's smell the feet. Do the feet. Thought so. No nostril contact though. There's rules. You gotta pay for more. Oh! Oh, oh my god, that did 10 damage! I made a mistake. It did double damage in the cinematic. That's not good. How much health did I have? I don't think I took any damage though beforehand. Just a stomp. That literally could have killed me. My stupid insistence on joking around literally could have game overed me because of double pain. And then Hooktail eats the audience, which is pretty savage, but not the only boss that's going to do that. The audience, unfortunately, are victims in a lot of these boss fights. Come to these shows at your own risk. Oh my god, really? No! Oh, what? When the view is all zoomed out like it is right now, we can actually see the little speakers that are on the sides of the stage, which is kind of cool. You normally can't really see those. Any good items? Yeah, alright. We'll just go for the attack. Only 8 health to go. It's not gonna be bad. And despite getting health back, Hooktail's stats are still reduced, so she really can't do anything to me. Oh, crap. Three to go. Not that it was very hard. The most damage that Hooktail did to me, I let happen by offering to sniff Hooktail's feet. Which, if I had taken a lot of damage initially, that would have been really bad. That was 10. It's 10 damage. Okay. Chapter 1 complete. Hooktail has been defeated. Although Hooktail's probably not dead. It's just kind of stunned. I mean, who knows? Who's to say, really? But, oh my gosh, what a twist! It's Coops' dad! Did they say how long he's been in there? guess, years. I just played a trick. It was the feet. Because tempting offer, man. He said he for Hooktail, but I thought that Gloomtail, which you fight in Chapter 8, refers to Hooktail as his sister. But I mean, he wouldn't know. He came there to kill Hooktail, not talk to it, so... What would he know? Crystal Star! I think it's cool how the Crystal Star has like a 3D effect, but everything else is like, you know, paper. It's a cool contrast. I like it. Alright, so all the stars have like names. I think this is called the Diamond Star? Something like that. The super move that we get with this is really handy for dealing damage. If you can hit every action command for what I think it does like 6 damage, which is a lot, but also not a lot, but I think it pierces defense. Could be wrong. No, I think it does pierce defense. So it's pretty handy for like these early couple of chapters, because like you're not able to deal that much damage on your own outside of that. But now we're gonna go into the intermissions. There's one of these after every Crystal Star get. So we can see where Princess Peach has been. So that's Gratis. He's kind of the main, one of the main villains, one of the final bosses as well. He's like a weird cyber wizard. I think his design's pretty cool, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what he looks like in the remake. Although not terribly different, given it's not that kind of remake, but for sure having better resolution and detail will lend to more of those little details, like his helmet and stuff kind of coming to life a little more. We'll see. But yeah, he's like a cyborg wizard man. Like he does cast magical spells, but he's a machine man. It's a really interesting combination of traits. He wants the magical map because they want all the crystal shards, because they want it, or crystal stars, crystal shards, Kirby. His team want to get into the 1,000-year door because they are after what's inside to help them accomplish world domination, naturally. But Peach doesn't have the map anymore. She mailed it to Mario, so they're learning now that Mario just got the crystal star from Hooktail, which I guess they were planning on getting themselves in some way or another. Some of the crystal stars, they know where they are, or at least they have an idea of where they are, but having the map would really help them, because they're talking about Boggly Woods right here, so stuff like that. Eventually they kind of get wise to just, let's just follow Mario, because Chapter 5, they're kind of involved the entire time, in a very funny way. Alright, and then here come the Shadow Sirens. When I was referring to a boss that I died via the stage collapsing to, it was these guys. The one with the blue hat is the character that I think it's believed is the street vendor that gave Peach the box that contained the magical map. I think that's the general consensus. So they gotta steal the map back from Mario is the plan. They're like ghost things. Their boss fight is, if you're not prepared for it, it can be pretty tough. They have a variety of abilities and powers, both self-improving and damage dealing. It's pretty interesting. Can't believe I've been kidnapped again for the 50,000th, 100th time. I mean, the Mario movie broke new ground, though. She doesn't get kidnapped. Someone else does. So, the formula is still intact. Don't worry. Someone gets abducted against their will, as is the ploy. I guess they can't all literally be made of paper. Wouldn't they just, like, have serious issues if they got wet? Apparently not an issue. Now her hair looks like it does in all the sports games. And now it doesn't. So between that fade, that disappeared. That's really funny. I should have kept it like the way it was, at least for this whole sequence. The door opened by itself. I didn't bother to check it, but if I had checked the door before going into the shower room, it would have told me that it was locked. But now we meet Tech. Tech is the Skynet for the X-Nauts, the bad guys of the game. Very nearly named my Discord bot after this character, but settled on Rob, because Rob64, I think, is more near and dear to my heart than Tech is as a character. So he is the perfect computer, as he states himself. However, he has a problem, and it's that he saw Peach and felt something stirring, and he doesn't know how to quantify love. So he's on a journey of self-discovery that Peach is gonna sort of help him with, but she just kind of keeps calling him weird. So that's kind of this whole thing here. So Peach is gonna talk to Tech in between every chapter and do various things in exchange for the things that she'll do for Tech or answer for Tech or whatever. He allows her to email Mario, which is really funny, because if, like, there's people, like, kidnapped her, it's really problematic for them that their captive is just allowed access to the internet to do whatever she wants. She doesn't know where she is, so, like, it can only be so helpful, but I do find that, like, really funny, that she could just be like, yeah, I've been kidnapped, how's it going, there's a computer here, yeah, you know, like, come get me. The communication line is open. That's where she says, do you think you love me? It's love at first sight. I think her explanation of love is actually pretty on point. I mean, love is like that. All these movies try to sell love as this, like, unquantifiable thing. I don't know that I agree with that. I think her summation there is pretty on point. You want to be with that person forever. You're happy whenever you see them. You want to help them when they're in trouble. I think that's a pretty great little surface level explanation of what love is. Movies are always trying to sell the concept of the one. You're allowed to believe whatever you believe. I think there's too many people out there for everyone to have an intended one match, but that's just me. Maybe I've just been burned too many times and I have a hardened heart. But that's just me. I should spit on your screen. It's like, I get what anger is. They taught me to be evil. He has Windows Evil Edition ready to conquer the world with a simple macro. God, I wonder what email client he uses too. It's gotta be AOL, given the time this game came out. I'm old enough to, I've lived in both worlds. I've lived in the... I have very real memories of a world with no internet. Not to say, like, literally the world, but, like, my household, my family, me, having no internet. And then having the early internet, having America Online, the dial-up thing, you wait there for multiple minutes as it connects, and you're listening to all these noises, and then it works, and then you're like, what was I even doing here? And then tablets didn't exist, and then tablets existed, and they were like the coolest thing in the world, but then, like, no, you know, they were really out of reach, price-wise and availability-wise, and then now they're everywhere. It is kind of crazy. Makes me feel older than I really am to think about stuff like that. The other person this game cuts to is Bowser. We get to play as Bowser. Those spiky Koopa guys look really cool. Are they in a 3D Mario game? If not, they need to be. Bowser's great. The personality that, like, Bowser has in the movie is, like, right out of these RPG games. Super Mario RPG, Paper Mario, and this one. He is like this spoiled, angry child who can be really intimidating and really scary and is really strong. He's capable of genuine malice and hatred, but he's also just like a goofball and incompetent. And like all that is what they did really well in the movie. It's a great adaptation of the character. You can walk around and talk to all these guys and they say different things. I order you to do some sit-ups, Tubby. I didn't really have much to say. What about you? Nothing what to do. Only the first two guys had something funny to say. And then we get Cammy. Cammy's really funny too. I want to see her come back in some capacity. She's a great, like Matt, like Kamek or Kamek serves this role like in the movie. It would be nice to see Cammy in the sequel. I think Cammy is Kamek's mom. I don't know if that's like official or not, but a version of her is kind of in Mario Galaxy. Like, it looks like her, like the color scheme and the general kind of outfit, although not as old looking. Like, it's a younger looking version, but it's a similar take on what this character is. A female Magic Koopa. Forgot that thing's name. Remember having trouble on the one-hit limit boss encounter with that one. So Bowser wants to do what he does, kidnap Princess Peach and whatnot, but they find out that she's already been kidnapped. So he has to kidnap her back, is the basic plan. And then as it goes on, he becomes more aware of the crystal stars. I want to say shards every time. he gets more and more aware of the crystal stars, and eventually kind of course corrects to wanting to get the crystal stars. Yeah, there's a Magic Koopa. Mumble, mumble, mumble. Some bold fool abducted Princess Peach. Who'd do such a thing besides me? That's my shtick. I gotta kidnap her back. How dare they? And off he goes. Future cuts to him have more interaction than that one did. Some more than others, but two of them are like actual like levels you go through. The rest are all like little dialogue kind of areas like that just was. But now we say farewell to this cast of characters that we've met. This will be like a tradition for every chapter. You kind of meet a variety of characters along the way. The game does a pretty good job of keeping them in mind, though, because it cuts back to them. It'll cut back to previous chapters here and there throughout, and then it cuts back to all of them in the final fight. So it does a good job of like keeping them all, wouldn't say center stage, but like you're not going to forget about them entirely. I think it handles that aspect of it very well. It's also kind of rare to see more than one party member out like this too. That tends to only happen in these like chapter end sequences. Chapter 4, you see like all of them together, and it's pretty rare to just have them all kind of talking together. You know, it's like when you play like Mass Effect, like you're only ever able to pick 2 party members. So it's like you kind of end up like learning who are the ones you like hearing the most. You never get like, it's very rare to have like all of them together. Alright, Mega Rush P, write that one down. Got it. So take note of that guy. That's a, they should just remove that from the remaster, if I'm being honest. That's a whole thing. It's just like a very transparent, time-wasting situation with that character. Alright, let me get an email from Peach. You got mail from a princess. That's cool. Mario, he's got connections. He's a plumber for royalty. Still giving more than 1 XP for each encounter, which is nice. just gonna skip these though, there's not much point. Hey. So now all we need to do is bring the crystal star to the 1,000-year door, and that's going to reveal the next place to go. Get out of here. Ah. Oh crap. Oh no. That was my karma for pushing Koops into the water. Okay. And here we are. Now, there's no reason to do it now, but at some point maybe we'll do maybe make an attempt on the Pit of 100 Trials. It's over yonder here. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go in. Not just to show it. It's 100 rooms that you go through one at a time. Each one has an encounter. They get progressively more difficult. The first like 30 or 40 are like pretty easy-ish, but then it begins to get harder and harder and harder. And then there's a final boss at the end, and I have beaten it once. It's pretty cool. It's called Bone Tail, I think. It's like supposed to be the hardest boss in the game, at least the most HP. It's got more HP than the final boss has. I think circumstantially it's up for debate which one's truly harder, because the Shadow Queen final boss has some moves that, if used in succession, are pretty tough to deal with. And the map has been updated. And Professor Frankly is always able to tell us where the next location is. There's a couple of funny ones where it's like a mixture of, oh my god, there? You can't go there. But then one of them is like, oh, it's there? That's great! You're gonna love it! I think two of them are like that, actually. Where he's just like, actually, that's pretty good. You're gonna love it there. This is not one of them. Boggly Woods is interesting territory. Visually, it's very interesting. Just gonna skip past all that. Alright, I'm gonna do two things. First, I'm gonna fight this guy. He wants us to pay money to pass by. And I think you have to do that every time you come back to the town. If you don't, whoop him. stage, man. I want that scan. Ah! Oh! Oh no. That was big. I think he has 20 health. Gus. HP is 20. Ah! Mercy. Oh, come on. Seriously? Give me your flower. You want me to run? I'll show you. I might have to run. He's within range. Ah. It's rigged. I leveraged some connections downtown. Okay, and that opens up the help center, which is a good source of income, but I'm also going to do this. Power up Goombella first because she'll be, well, that's probably a mistake. I probably should have done Coops. Coops is better in Chapter 2's earlier bits, but I need Goombella out to do certain things, so oops. So now Goombella has as much HP as me. We'll talk to him next time. Alright, and then I'm going to save. And that is where I will end things for this one. So, Chapter 1 defeated. We got past all the interlude stuff. So next time we will start Chapter 2. Maybe get through the whole thing. Maybe get through the bulk of it. Who's to say with the time that I'll have. But definitely get beyond the boss fight with the Shadow Sirens, because they are one of the early boss fights of that chapter, which is really cool. I like them quite a bit. Thanks to everyone who popped in during the stream and who watches it after the fact via the recording that'll go live. Really appreciate you. It's really fun to mess around with this. There were definitely a couple moments where I was like, "Ugh!" with the double damage. The further in the game we get, the more damage enemies do. That's mitigated to a degree by growing certain stats, having more moves and more badges and whatnot, but some things are gonna hit really hard. Like I forgot how hard Gus hit there, for example. So I get surprised every now and then. So thanks so much, and everyone have a great rest of your day.